The first couple days of the Caldor fire were very high intensity, high severity fire.
The fuels in this area were so dry that this fire was going to do what it wanted to do regardless of the management that had been done already.
And that resulted in a pretty large swath of forest loss and, of course, loss of the community of Grizzly Flats.
This fire moved in ways that I hadn't seen fire move in my 25 years of being a firefighter. It was throwing embers miles and miles ahead of itself.
When the Caldor fire came through, never thought we'd see a catastrophic loss to this degree. It came through and just devastated the resort.
The Forest Service's job is to sustain the health, diversity, and productivity of the forests and grasslands to meet the needs of the present and future generations. Wanted to share some of the progress we've made across the landscape here since the Caldor fire. Some of the efforts include restoration of severely burned large landscapes. We've repaired critical infrastructure, and ultimately we're planning for a future where we prevent additional catastrophic wildfires.
With our partner, El Dorado Resource Conservation District, we've removed over 18 million board feet, over 1,500 acres at Sierra Tahoe's ski resort. The fire had a devastating impact to the ski resort. Most of those hazard trees had been mitigated, and we will continue to mitigate into the future.
Watching this work over the last 2 years has been just incredible, working with the Forest Service and the funding that we got and the support we got from our legislators and our government to help rebuild this valuable resource.
Reopening this mountain and providing this resource back to the community in the state of California was something that was not negotiable.
We are so thrilled this work is done. It's a new mountain. It might look a little different, but it's the same great place. The next generation of this mountain is going to be every bit as good as it's always been.
In terms of the post-fire Caldor recovery, the program efforts from state and private have really been focused on how do we help the community here recover. A lot of the efforts that have been supported through this emergency forest restoration team have been cleaning up the dead wood, reducing future fire hazard by getting that out of the way, and also preparing these areas for reforestation, reestablishing a forest.
In the Caldor fire of 2021, it was extremely devastating to the community of Grizzly Flats. Over 600 homes were destroyed. Since that time, we've initiated a massive restoration of the area.
We've worked closely with a number of partners who recently completed the Grizzly Flat Community Fuel Break.
Over 2,000 acres of pile burning has been completed in the fuel break adjacent to the community of Grizzly Flats, as well as 367 acres has been replanted so we can reestablish a new forest, bring back the forest, but there will also be a shaded fuel break for ingress and egress to protect the communities and let firefighters in safely.
CAL FIRE is really well known for being the agency that comes in and fights the wildfire, but we also have a lot of other programs to help before and after the fire.
The Emergency Forest Restoration Team idea, or the EFRT, was a shining example of how we can put those recovery actions into practice immediately following the fire. Sometimes while the fire is still burning, we are organizing a team of experts who can get in and help these private landowners recover as quickly as possible.
The Resource Conservation District was brought in by CAL FIRE and the U.S. Forest Service to provide assistance to the community of Grizzly Flats that was decimated during the Caldor fire. If we invest in pre-fire management and watershed health, we can really protect our forests because it's where we live, it's where we thrive, and it's where we call home.
You know, what gets me is the community coming together. The community coming together as one and working together to solve these problems, and that's been a great thing.
It takes many partners to restore the national forest to its former glory for future generations to recreate and enjoy.
I don't think without the resources that CAL FIRE brought, or the Governor's Forest Management Task Force, or the Forest Service at the local level or at the regional level, we wouldn't be able to do what we were able to do.
Overall, our goal is to create more fire-adapted communities and more resilient national forests.